I ended up facing 24 stab wounds to the back of my head, neck, shoulders, arm, and one on my face. The pain was unexplainable. I was 16 when I met my daughter's father. We connected right away. In the first couple months, everything was fine, and then it got progressively worse. Little by little, I didn't know what red flags were. He started to bring up the mental illness issues he faced. He felt he would hear people speaking to him, telling him to do bad things. Growing up, he had seen doctors or therapists in the past to deal with his mental health, and I became pregnant. Things started to get progressively worse. When we would get into altercations, he would call me names. He would throw things at me. He may destroy my belongings. I delivered the baby and everything was fine. And we went home. We were living with my mother at her apartment at the time. And then things started to change. My mom invited her boyfriend over and they were supposed to go out. We're in the bedroom. I'm putting the baby to sleep. And he then takes her from me, kisses her on the head, and lays her in the bassinet. He then goes and starts searching for something in his duffel bag. He then begins pacing around the room, mumbling to himself, saying, "Why do you have to make me so mad?" He grabs me and then he starts pushing me into the furniture. He was hitting me.
I could see the blood splatter hitting the off-white curtains. I'm unaware that my mom had never left. She had a last-minute change of heart and decided to stay behind. So her boyfriend ended up just leaving. He hears her, he stops, and he makes his way out to the living room. And he stabbed her in her face almost as many times as myself, and he walked out the door. I'm able to climb out the window. I go get help from the neighbor. My mom ends up using her cell phone to call the police. They find me in a wooded area with self-inflicted wounds. They take him to jail. My mom and I meet up at the nearest best trauma facility. He was given 6 to 20 years.
I ended up facing 24 stab wounds to the back of my head, neck, shoulders, arm, and one on my face and one on my thumb. My wounds were indicative of a box cutter. The pain was unexplainable. I had to get not only stitches, but staples and glue to hold and get the wounds back together. My mother's wounds were cosmetic.
Recovering from this mentally is pretty difficult, as it's not something you can ever forget.
If what you're going through is domestic violence, domestic abuse, I want you to know it's okay to speak out.
I am seen. Are you?